What's up, everybody? Welcome to another great episode of the JCA Sports Podcast. Here brought to you by the Star 6 Media and also on the John Konabi Facebook page. Guys, make sure you also follow us on all our social media platforms on the Star 6 Media social media pages, Instagram, sorry, mind blank, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and TikTok too as well. Make sure you guys follow Star 6 Media. And also always give us a like and share so you guys can follow all our episodes, not just ours, but the EAFP, Only Football, which was on an hour ago, Big League Chicago, and many other episodes under the Star 6 Media brand. Eric Arley had hosted my boy Jose. What's going on, Jose?
What I do, baby?
What I do, baby. I'm going to take that line for you for sure for today. The link will be provided for you guys any second now once I get there. Well, the link is already on. My
Drop
boy,
that link.
I love it. Let's just do it, Jose. There's a lot to talk about today, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. We have a lot to talk about. A lot happened within the last 24 hours, from NBA record setting to Super Bowl week, which is coming up on Sunday, to a trade that just kind of blew up within the last hour or so. There's many different avenues we could take this. Let's start off with the most recent news right now, Jose. That's what's hot. That's what's going on right now at the moment, Jose. The trade between the Los Angeles Lakers, not only the Lakers, but the Lakers, the Jazz, and also the Timberwolves that send Russell Westbrook to Utah for and a number one draft pick overall that's slightly protected. To Minnesota, the Los Angeles Lakers received, let me just get this right, D'Angelo Russell, Mike, who else would they got? Let me start right here. D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, and Jarrett Vanderbilt going to Los Angeles. And the Timberwolves will receive Mike Conley, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and picks. And then the Jazz will receive Russell Westbrook, Juan Susan, and Damian Jones. And like I just said, the 2027 Lakers first-round pick that is top 4 protected. Jose, who got better in this trade? Lakers, the Jazz, or the Timberwolves?
First things first, shout out to Ginger. What up, Ginger? Welcome to JCA Sports. And yes, I do like Kawhi. I don't know if it's the sweater. I love it. It's a really warm sweater. It's one of my favorite ones. But yeah, koala is definitely the look I was going for, but we appreciate you watching, my boy. Who got better in this trade? I think it's the Lakers all the way, 100%. The Jazz getting Russell Westbrook to me was they're buying out his contract from what it seems like. So he's not going to last there very long. But this was, I guess, a move to release some money to get some draft. I don't know, man. Without a doubt, the Lakers get better in this trade for me. We already have LeBron James. You have an Anthony Davis who's coming back. Hopefully he stays healthy throughout the season. But with Anthony Davis coming back, you have LeBron James who's playing like the greatest of all time. You have a LeBron James who just broke Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's scoring record. You have a LeBron James who's 38 years old, but yet still playing like he's in his late 20s. A LeBron James, who Eric, man, like I said, already created history. But look, they got better because D'Angelo Russell is an all-star. D'Angelo Russell is a legit point guard. We know this already. He was once on the Lakers, so he's back. on the Lakers. So good on them. Hopefully Anthony Davis stays healthy, and who knows, this team could definitely make some noise.
And you know who else is about to make some noise right now into this show? Our one, our only CP is in the building. CP. Oh, I think I hit them by accident. What's up, bro?
Was
This
good,
is
was
why.
good, y'all.
This is why Eric, you leave that to me.
No,
Okay?
that one I accidentally hit with my mouse that actually was there. So that one I do apologize for
But
that
that's
one,
why
CP.
Jose is here. He's here
That's
to
why
carry
Jose
you.
is here. So
You
CP,
understand.
how should we call you? Should we call you the honorary Laker fan at the moment? Right? Is that the rightful way to tell you, or you just a Laker fan through and through? Regardless of the fact, man, the trade that just happened within the last hour, Russell Westbrook trading to Utah, and a pick that goes along with it. The Lakers receive, like I said, Russell and other players too as well. I don't want to get into it, but how do you feel about that trade, CP?
I mean, obviously the Lakers won that trade all the way. I'm really shocked they didn't have to give up that 29 pick. The fact they was able to keep 27 and it's lightly protected. So like if it was top 4, I think it still goes to LA, which is crazy to me.
Yep.
So they really didn't give anything up but Russ.
Nope.
And they got everything they needed. You got the shooting from Malik Beasley. You got the point guard play and shooting from Russell. And then Vanderbilt, man, he is just one tough, rugged defender. I don't know if y'all watched him enough with Minnesota and now with Utah. He can guard 1 through 5, literally. And I'm shocked that LA was even put this out. And to be honest, I like this more than I would have liked a Kyrie Irving trade, to be honest, because it wasn't just, superstar play that wasn't hold you back. LeBron and AD is performing just fine. It's the rest of the squad. So I got to give him credit. I know Rob gets a lot of flack for the mistakes he makes and not being aggressive enough, but hey, we got to give him his props on this one.
I'm surprised. John is in the comments right now, screaming at you because
he's right there. He's there.
He was just right. He's in the comments now. What's up, John? He was just saying right in the text how the Lakers are no closer to being a championship, or at least this move doesn't make them a championship team. What do you say to that, CP?
Wow. Okay. I'm not surprised, John. That coming from John. I got it. There's still 5 games under 500. They still got to climb their way back into the race. They're not just going to we're just going to beat everybody now. So I'm kind of with what John is saying for this year. If we can keep this roster and go fresh into next year, I'm not expecting the Lakers to just go on like a 15-game winning streak now. Like, it's going to take time for these guys to gel together and stuff. But if anybody can make it happen quick enough, it's LeBron. So, hey, we'll see. But that's just John being John. Even if LeBron, KD, and Giannis was on the Lakers, he still called them, say they're not a championship team. So
he's saying that he's in the comments saying you're Lakers biased. We know you're a Lakers
fan.
I'm
not biased. I just admitted it. They're not going to just be hot right off the bat. Like, if they didn't climb to like a 5-6 seed, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, we're too far in the season to just, with 2 months left, to just take off just like that. Like, I've learned not to get my hopes up like that. The NBA just doesn't work that way anymore.
No, you're absolutely right. And it was a trade that I guess it could go many different avenues, right? Obviously, the one important player that's probably going to be affected by all this is Russell Westbrook, and depending, because there's already reports out there that there's
Chicago,
a possibility
baby.
there's a buyout between the Utah Jazz might buy out his contract and making him just a free player out there, where many teams could possibly, can use them to make a sort of either improve their team or make sort of a deep run, wherever the case may be. Russell Westbrook, it may not be the Russell Westbrook of old, but he can still provide something for your team if your team is
better than any point guard the Bulls got.
No, don't go there, CP. We're not going to go there. First and foremost, again, shout out to Ginger, right, for joining the live. I would give the Gatorade boy if it involved Russ for D'Angelo Russell. I agree with you 100%, Ginger. John's also saying, Jose, tell him the full facts. He said AD won't be healthy. I said, look, AD is a wild card. You don't know if he's going to be healthy or not. And I like to talk shit about AD because you're right. He's never healthy. Never. That's facts, though.
I mean, even when he's healthy, he's still one of the top producing point power forwards in this league. There's not many out there, but he is when he's on the floor, he is a dominant power forward through and through, and could be one of the best ones in this league. Again, Bart, if he stays healthy,
Uh-oh.
Bart, if he can stay healthy. But here's the thing, guys, and the most surprising team, even though as of late, the Utah Jazz haven't really been performing how they really started off the season, one of the hottest teams in doing this trade. It's they're looking more into the future. I'm reading right now that from here on to the next 4, 5, 6 years, they have 15
15.
unprotected or lightly protected first round draft picks from the trades that they have
Danny Ainge,
made.
man.
And this team was starting off really good, and this team was, they look pretty decent. They're 10th in the West right now. They're kind of faltering. You kind of see their hot start. They're starting to come back down to earth. Um, Laurie Markkinen is having an amazing year out there with Utah. He's an all-star with them. It's surprise, a former Bull doing something big outside of Chicago. But I digress from that conversation for another podcast. But now this changes everything. Out of everybody, out of the Timberwolves, out of the Jazz and the Lakers, who has the better grade? Give me the letter grade for all three of them. Jose, what's your letter grade for the Lakers in this trade?
Oh, it's a solid B for them. They got exactly what they needed. First off, they got rid of the headache when it comes to Russell Westbrook. One
That's
thing I didn't
true.
mention was the fact that there was an incident yesterday in the halftime
Yeah.
between Russell Westbrook and his coach. So that was personal. The day after that happened, and he gets traded away. It was done. They were like, yeah, we need to get this guy out of here. They finally did that. And like CP said, they brought in not just somebody who was going to help them right away and D'Angelo Russell, but they brought a plethora of guys that's going to come in and contribute. And again, like I said earlier to you, Eric, and the guys, Star Six Media, this makes the Lakers better. They are a better team because of that. Wouldn't be surprised if they're in a playing game, playoffs this year. I don't think it shoots them or propels them into championship contention, even with Anthony Davis. But definitely for sure a B.
Because you either got Anthony Davis or you either don't. So,
Right. It's either Anthony Davis or street clothes. It depends on which one you get.
I mean, regardless of the fact, even if you do get him on the court, again, one of the most dominant players. CP, what was your letter grade again?
oh, I'm giving. Well, I mean, if they would have, I gotta say an A. I gotta say an A for the simple fact
Okay.
I expected them to give up a lot more. Like I was expecting both the 27 and 29 to go out while both was unprotected. Like the fact you kept one and the other one is already protected 1 to 4. Like that's literally like you literally just gave up Russ for a bunch of role players who can help you now. So I like I said, that would have been better than the Kyrie trade to me, and it helps the Lakers. It fills every need that they needed, which is they needed shooting, they needed defense because they've been doing this weird thing where they play Pat Beverly and Dennis Schroeder together, and you saw it last night. Shea Gilgeous was cooking them the whole game, and you can't have these 6'1", 6'2" guards trying to guard 6'7", 6'8" guys. Like I don't know what Darvin Ham was doing with that, but now it'll force him to play taller guys with with Russell, Beasley, and Vanderbilt. And you still got Austin Reeves and Lonnie Walker. So like I love what they did with this. I love what Utah got out of this. I love what Danny Ainge is building. I believe in about 5 years, if Utah can draft right, they'll be right there where Boston is now. If they can draft right, like Danny Ainge did before. And
Yeah, Danny Ainge,
Minnesota, I felt like
100%.
Minnesota
Yeah, because Danny
could have
Ainge,
gotten
though,
them.
he knows how to build a team, and obviously
Oh
you see
yeah,
the
for
team
sure.
that he produced out there in Boston is the reason why they are right there at the moment. Yeah, you're exactly right. Yesterday, I mean, all I saw was 5 minutes of the game because a guy got to sleep. I wake up early to go to work on certain days. And I watched the first 5 minutes, and that's all I needed to see how the game was going to go down. I will talk about that later. But yeah, I think B plus for the trade for the Lakers. If they got better in positions where they need to, and like you just said, I agree with UCP. They didn't give up basically nothing other than Russell Westbrook, and it was a good deal for the Lakers on that part. I completely agree. I think everything that you guys say is spot on. I don't think I can add anything else to it because that's how good that trade was. And the Lakers just got better. They're in the midst of they're right there by to making the play-in game, and hell, there's still a lot more games left in the season where they could creep themselves into probably possibly the top 6 with the squad that they
West
have.
is
Let's go to
wide
Utah.
open.
Let's go down to Utah. What's the grade that you guys give Utah for this trade? Let's go, CP. Let's start with you.
Um, Probably a B minus. Um, they gave up Vanderbilt and Beasley. It was a good trade for them in the fact they got a first out of it. I just felt like maybe I'm over it because there was a year where Beasley averaged 20 points. Like he's that good.
Yep.
The year
And I
before the
remember
COVID year, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, 2019, 2020, yeah. And Vanderbilt, like he's a great defensive player. He can be the best defensive player on his team. Like he can be better than AD. Like he's that good. So it's just like I felt like Utah could have got a little bit more like pick wise. I felt like that pick could have at least been unprotected fully. I understand the Lakers not wanting to give up both of them, but it's still I still give a good grade for the Utah because now you you buy out Russ, you'll get that salary cap back. Like I mean, it's obviously what Utah's doing. They're building and building, like they're preparing for the future, kind of like Philly did back then. So I I I give him a B for this. I'll give him a B.
Yeah, before we go to Jose, what he thinks about the letter grade for the Utah Jazz. John says it's only an A if they won the championship. That's only for the Lakers. Ginger over here saying he agrees with you, CP. He's bigger than the proven players and the value of the draft pick. Honestly, that's where he goes. Jose, what letter grade do you give the Utah Jazz for this trade?
I don't know, man. This one's tough. I mean, they're going to get draft compensation, right? For bringing in Westbrook's contract. That's a given. From what I mean, they're going to get draft compensation. As you mentioned, all the draft picks they already have. I mean, the two guys that they acquired, as far as Anderson and Jones, they've really been non-factors in the entire season. So to me, it's a C. To me, it's a C plus.
Wait, I didn't know that part. Who else is part of that trade?
So they got Toscano Anderson. They got who was it? Toscano Anderson. Who's this other guy they got? They got
Did you say Jones? Damian Jones?
yeah, I believe so. Yep, Damian Jones and the 2027 first round pick.
Oh, of course I'm sticking with an A. They got rid of those two. That definitely that makes it an A plus. They got rid of
For the
those
Lakers?
two.
For the Lakers, you mean?
Yeah, that make it an
Yeah,
A
right.
plus.
But that's what I'm
those
saying.
two.
But that's what I'm saying. But for the Jazz to pick up those two guys who really, like I said, been non-factors on.
Did he just went out? I think he did. Was it me or is it him? I think it's him. We'll see. As Jose gets his stuff fixed, we're going on there. Let's go on.
Test.
You
I
hear
say,
him?
is it
I
me
hear.
again?
Nah, it was Jose.
Oh,
Yeah,
It
no,
was definitely Jose.
yeah. I tripped the wire. I tripped the wire of the microphone. But as I was saying, I'm gonna give them a C. See what they can do with the draft compensation. But Utah Jazz looking to build it for the future. They picked up some guys and some contract and a contract that it's not going to last long for them. So, but for the as CP said, it just looks even better for the Lakers getting rid of guys who haven't contributed most of the season.
bench warmers.
Yeah, pretty much. Now I'm gonna give it an A minus simply because I think the Utah Jazz obviously they know what they're doing. They're building for the long run, right? Obviously they got draft compensation, and when you get 15 unprotected to lightly protected draft picks, and I get it, it's a team, it's a rebuild team, but this team, how they started off the season, know they had the potential to be something big in the offseason, and the seasons to come, and just pushing the right buttons, and you know how to, Danny Ainge could do that. So I'm really confident in what the Timberwolves can do in this part in building this Utah Jazz team. So how they once were, once upon a time. Last but not least, the Timberwolves, they need a point guard help. They got point guard help. Obviously, the big acquisition over the summer was Rudy Gobert. Now, they need a point guard to go with Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns. And now with Rudy Gobert, guys, what letter grade do you give the Timberwolves before we move on? Let's go with TP.
I'm sorry, but I gotta get them a D for this. Like, I don't know what direction this franchise is trying to go in. I don't know if they're trying to win or if they are just trying to remain relevant. Like, not okay. You start at the beginning of the year where you gave up all that for Gobert, right? Now you take Mike Conley from the Jazz, who's 35 years old,
Yep.
clearly not what he used to be. I mean, he'll move the ball every here and there, but okay, he's averaging what 10 and 7. Russell, people forget Russell was an all-star 2 years ago. People forget that.
That's facts.
You should have got more out of that trade. And that's why the trade shocked me, that because I would have expected that 29 pick goes to Minnesota, because Minnesota's giving up the most in this deal. Like, I don't hear what you say. They're giving up a former All-Star in D'Angelo Russell. Whether you like how he's performing or not, he's still averaging about 18, 4, and 7, I believe. Like, I don't know how you. They got Conley, and I think they got second-round picks out of this.
Yeah, and they also got Nikhil Alexander-Walker.
Right, who has not just been able to get on the court at all. Like, he's been injury prone for a while now. So
it's Conley.
Like,
Conley's been iffy on and off the court the entire season, but he is an upgrade in that position. It when healthy than what they had recently. So I mean, but I don't
you
know.
think he's an upgrade over Russell?
Yeah, I think so. I when healthy, Mike Conley could definitely be an upgrade over Russell. I think so.
Okay, Jose.
Yeah.
for a legitimate point guard, right? Someone look, they have two different playing styles. I'm not saying Russell is not a better player. Russell's a better player, but for that position, for that team, for that point guard position, they upgraded in my book, because you have a true point guard who's going to be able to distribute to guys like Karl Anthony Towns, like Edwards, like what's his name, Rudy Gobert. He played well with Gobert when they were both together. So I think it's a good pickup. He just needs to stay healthy. That's just my opinion.
I can understand that, and like I kind of understand why he would say that, because Anthony Edwards is your scorer, him and Towns. So it's not like you need. And Russell, he's a point guard too, but he also likes to score also. So your scoring can now be focused where Edwards and Cat, they're going to do the bulk of your scoring. Gobert's going to do all your rebounding and the dirty work. And I guess Conley can focus on strictly being a point guard. I see no reason he shouldn't be able to average 9, 10 assists. So I get why Jose would say that. It's just, I just felt like they should have got more of this considering what they gave up.
Yeah, this is kind of a very questionable trade. Even though there was reports about there being a third team into this trade, I just, like we all said, we didn't think D'Angelo Russell was going to be part of that trade from Minnesota to the Lakers. On top of that, but yeah, a team that it's hard to, they put it together, yet it feels like they still haven't meshed, even though they've been together already for half a season. I know it takes time. They're only eighth, ninth in the league, ninth in the West. In the playing game, you lose a lot of scoring from that, but you get a little bit more consistency as a point guard proven. In Mike Conley, it's just, I don't know. I feel like they downgraded a lot in that position, even though they did need a point guard.
Both ends of the floor. Don't forget, he's a better defender.
And it just, I don't know, man. It was just confusing that he was that main piece from Minnesota to go to the Lakers.
What the?
So again, it's all schematic wise. That's the only reason why the Timberwolves would move D'Angelo Russell. Mike Conley does not demand the ball a lot more in his hand than 100%. Russell does, right? That CP said it best. Anthony Edwards is your scorer. He should get the ball. Mike Conley is that point guard who's going to go and distribute, like the Lonzo Ball we need here in Chicago, right? You have all these scorers who needs the ball in their hands, but you need someone to help them, get set up in their positions. That's what Mike Conley does, and I think that's going to fit a lot more in their scheme than D'Angelo Russell did.
Right, and the only reason I'm okay with Russell being on the Lakers is because LeBron handles the ball most of the time anyway. Yep. So they can trade off scoring and ball handling together. So that's different. Whereas Minnesota, Russell didn't know when to be point guard and when to score.
I agree.
Yeah, it's only wait to see. I mean, the trade deadline is tomorrow. There's already been a lot of crazy trades. Obviously, the blockbuster trade over the weekend between Kyrie Irving from the Brooklyn Nets to the Dallas Mavericks. That one was kind of, how should I word this? What's the right word? That one was
unexpected.
Yes, because of the destination of the team, right? Because of the team that he was going for. Obviously, he wanted to go out west. He wanted to go to LA. The Nets owner said, "Nah, not this one. You're not going there."
He wasn't having it.
and it was just very unexpected to the team that he landed. So, it's only heating up now, guys. Obviously, there was a report Cam Reddish did get traded not so long ago to
Josh Hart.
the Blazers, correct?
Yep, for Josh Hart.
For Josh Hart. So, again, it's only getting crazy. We have probably roughly about 16 more hours left for the trade deadline. Russell
wake up to
Westbrook
hella
to the
trades.
Bulls.
Who?
I think so. I honestly think so. Like the Bulls seem like they're hopping on this pretty quick. I know the Clippers also need a point guard, so I'm sure they're going to be in there. I
For
guess
who?
it's the Clippers
For who though?
For Russell Westbrook.
for
No,
Russ.
no. Stay the fuck away from the Chicago Bulls. Do not bring Russell Westbrook to the Bulls. We have point guard issues already. What makes you
No.
think Russell Westbrook is going to be any better for this team? A dysfunctional team who does not know how to play well together. You're bringing in Russell Westbrook, who couldn't do it with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. You think he's going to be able to do it with DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine? No. Stay the hell away from Chicago. Go
Damn.
wherever else. Go to the Clippers. I don't care. But do
No
not come to
love
Chicago.
for Russ.
When a team desperately needs a point guard and he's a point guard out there that could probably provide you some numbers, I
A
think that's the
point
guy.
guard. No, Eric, a point guard. Not a shooting guard who plays as a point guard. That's what Russell Westbrook is. He is a shooting guard. He is like a D'Angelo Russell type point guard.
Oh no,
He's
I
a
wouldn't
shooting.
go that far.
He is not a point
He's
guard,
not a
man.
shooting guard.
Yes,
man.
he is. He's more of a he's that's another player that's gonna demand the ball in his hands. When you already have DeMar DeRozan who hogs the
Not at
hell out of
this
the ball.
point in his career.
Yes,
Not at this
come
point
on,
in his
man.
career. Like
Come on.
we're not talking about the OKC Russ, not even Houston Russ. Like Russ knows what he is now. Even if he was coming off the bench for the Lakers, he is a point guard. He's always been a point guard. It's not his fault.
No.
LeBron made him look like a shooting guard. Like who else on the Bulls can handle the ball better than Russ? Please tell me.
I get that point, right? But it's not gonna work. Oh damn! Am I on again?
You're good. We hear you.
Oh.
You're just frozen.
Okay. But here, that's the thing. I'm not gonna sit here when we already have issues with this team. That Russell Westbrook's supposed to be the savior. What is he gonna do for
I
us,
wouldn't
guys?
say savior.
I wouldn't say
Well,
savior
what?
now. Hold on, relax.
If you're
now.
not
Wait,
making,
make
we
it-
ain't getting
make
LeBron,
it
bro.
easier.
Relax.
wait. If you're not,
bro.
if
We're
you
not
are
getting
not-
Luka. It's not the
easier.
No.
savior.
hold on.
No.
If you're not gonna bring him to help this team win, then what is the point? He's not grabbing attention from anybody else. If he was that good of a player, why is Utah getting rid of him? Why did the Lakers get rid of him? He is a mess. He is just look. I didn't want Kyrie Irving on this team for all the mess he brings. I definitely don't want Russell Westbrook because Russell Westbrook at least plays. That's fine, but he's just very inconsistent. I don't like that. We already have an inconsistent team. If you're bringing Russell Westbrook just to do more of the same, I'm good, bro. I'm good.
It's not even that. He just you said LA and Utah dropping. LA, he just didn't fit with LA. From the jump, we knew that. He just
But
didn't
he'll fit
fit.
with Chicago, TP.
Why wouldn't he fit with Chicago?
Why didn't he fit in LA?
LeBron.
Why wouldn't he fit in Utah? Why didn't Utah keep him? I mean, if he's such a great
LeBron's
point guard.
teams has always been built the same way. Like people like Russ who can't really shoot the three that well. You're just not going to fit in with a LeBron-led team. In Utah, Russ is going there to try to win games. You think Utah want to win games right now, and they're shipping all these players away? No, Russ is not going to go there to try to lose on purpose. My thing is, Russ knows what he is now. He's not going to go to Chicago to try to average a triple-double again. That's not his goal. If Chicago can bring him in, Billy Donovan, he's been with Billy Donovan before. Billy Donovan knows him. If he can just bring him in and show him the ways of just being the point guard, set these guys up, set LaVine up, set DeMar up, and don't do all these turnovers and do this crazy one-man show thing. I think Russ has been humbled, honestly. He's been on 5 teams in the past 5 years. He's been humbled. He knows he's running out of chances. He came off the bench this year. Do you know how hard that was for him?
He's shooting 29% from three. If the 3-point
We're
is
not.
what you're saying it's going to help, it's not going to work.
That,
29% from
Russell
three.
Wilson,
I'm not bringing him there for the 3-point.
you're not shooting. No,
He's
you're
not going to be
literally
the
looking
point
at
guard.
this at the
He's
wrong way,
not
Jose.
going to be the point guard. You guys, I guarantee he's not going to be the point guard you guys think you think he's going to automatically turn into just coming to Chicago. He's not. He's not going to be the Lonzo Ball, Mike Conley type point guard that we need here. Someone who's going to help distribute the ball to help the other guys in their spots and get them going. He's not going to be the guy because he's going to want the ball himself as well. I don't care if he's him being on the bench in Los Angeles. It's only going to entice him more. Oh, now I'm here in Chicago. Like there's no legitimate star here. Let me take over. That's always been Russ's MO. Come on, man.
You don't have to. He running out of opportunities. He can't just go to Chicago and just think I'm finna run this. Like I'm pretty sure if they decide to sign him and bring him on, I'm sure they're gonna have a talk with him. That front office is gonna let him know
Really?
what they're bringing her for.
Then why isn't that same front office telling Billy Donovan switch it up? Why isn't that same front office getting in Levine's ass telling him, hey, get your head out your butt and start playing the way you should be playing? Why is that front office not stepping in and telling DeMar DeRozan that he needs to get the teammates involved? What is going on there? Why isn't that happening? But all of a sudden they're going to tell Russell Westbrook, hey, when you come here, you're going to be a distributor. You're not going to be a scorer. Someone who's been a scorer his entire career.
That's never been DeMar and Levine's MO. You can't just go in their face and tell them to do something else that they've never really done their whole career.
But you're going to do that to Russell Westbrook.
Why not?
Why not do it to then? Why can't you do it to DeMar and Levine?
I think the only thing that in this instance, right, is that like CP said, he has played under Billy Donovan before. He's been the triple double machine in his year. What was he played like 2 years with Billy Donovan?
Because he was a primary scorer.
Again, I understand that, but like CP said, I think his time away from the moment he had left Houston and going to LA and the whole star drama and all that stuff that happened to him, I think he finally realized like where his place is be. Now, again, we need point guard help as much as we can, right? We're not going to get the defensive side of the ball of Russell Westbrook anymore at all. Period. Point blank. This team is still not going to defend as well as we once thought, right? But at least we have a point guard that knows what he is doing. There's a reason why he averaged a triple-double. In the triple-double, you have to get assists. It wasn't like he got rebounds, points, and steals for the triple-double. It was scoring, assists, and rebounds, or he had the triple-double. And he got an MVP on top of that. So Russ knows what he's doing. This is not the same Russell Westbrook that we compared Derrick Rose years back.
This is not even the Russell Westbrook you just mentioned right now.
Athletic. No, that was the main guy who was up there with Derrick Rose on the athleticism.
This is not even the triple double machine Russell Westbrook that you just mentioned right now. So don't try to.
We know that.
We know that.
He's talking about the assist.
Jose. The hindsight is 2020 with
but
this
the
one.
thing
Like,
is, you guys.
It's not that hard and complicated. It's years of this
is,
told. You're not the same player.
But the thing is, you're
12 years ago.
But you don't know that though. You don't know that he's gonna come and do that. Have you yourself talked to Russell Westbrook and be like, oh yeah, because you're much older, I already know you're gonna come in. No, you don't know he's gonna do that. You only know one version of Russell Westbrook. You only know one version of Russell Westbrook, and that is the guy who wants to be the guy. He's gonna come to Chicago licking his chops like, oh hell yeah. There's no structure here. There's no guy here that's going to take over. This is definitely where I could go back to the Russell Westbrook, scoring Russell Westbrook, so I could try to get another contract somewhere else. That isn't going to be the case. I guarantee
he's going to come here and try to fight for another contract. You think that's what's going to happen?
I mean, what you guys both said it. He doesn't have that much time left in this league. He has to prove something to somebody. When he was under Billy Donovan, he was that triple-double machine, but he was the main scorer in Oklahoma City. He was the guy. You don't think after being in Billy Donovan again, his system, he's going to be like, oof, I'm going to start itching. He does. You guys talk about basketball IQ. His IQ has been questionable these last couple years with the Lakers. But all of a sudden in Chicago, that's going to improve. No, if you're going to bring people in, it has to be literally a person that's going to better this team. I don't see Russell Westbrook. Just because he's better than most of these point guards, that doesn't mean he's going to automatically fit and help this team get to the playing game. It's not going to happen.
I mean, okay, you say all that, Jose, but what direction are the Bulls headed in now? they're still in the play-in, and they seem to
Yes.
be. They're not going upward. They're
Right.
not going downward. They're just the same. What's going? How can
Right.
it be any
But
worse under
just
Russ?
because
Even so,
but
right?
just because we're not but just because we're not in the playoffs or just because we're not as good doesn't mean we have to get Russell Westbrook. Like I get what you're saying. Like there should be other guys out
Our
there that you can get.
our leader in assists is DeMar with 5. DeMar leads us with 5 assists a game.
Yeah, so Russell
Russ
Westbrook gonna help
for the
us.
Lakers averaged almost 8 coming off the bench.
Come on, man.
You don't think that'll make a difference?
Come on, man. The reason why the Bulls are so low in assists is because DeMar DeRozan holds the ball for so long, and it's because a lot of
He
these players
doesn't
like
have a
to play
choice.
ISO ball.
He doesn't have
Yes,
a
he
choice.
does. Yes, he does. If you get a legit point guard, like if Lonzo finally comes back, like we all want,
Which probably won't happen.
it won't. It's fine, but it's fine. But this, I'm just trying to throw my point in, right? If he comes in, or that type of player comes in, then you won't. Then you'll start to see better play from someone like Zach LaVine, because Zach LaVine is a guy who needs to be in his spot. He is a shooting guard at best. That he has to find his rhythm, find his spot, but he needs someone to help him get there. He cannot create that stuff on his own. He cannot. His momentum comes based off a point guard that helps him play. That's why when Lonzo was here, you started to see a lot. You saw a lot more efficient Zach LaVine, a lot more productive Zach LaVine. He needs that type of point guard to help him. Russ is not going to be that guy. DeMar DeRozan, we know, can get a bucket
we got the
anywhere.
best of Zach LaVine simply because he was looking for that contract, and now that he got that contract, it's kind of like all whatever. Plus, by the way, before anything else, I think it's also, I know we like to use trauma, PTSD when it comes to all the Chicago teams, right? And when you see, and we like to blame DeMar DeRozan for playing ISO ball, right? But when you see, your best big man shooter, 1 for 5. When your star player who you pay $200 million goes 1 for 11 and like 1 for 8 is shooting threes and is just not going through the free throw line, and you already have that in your mentality that you're not going to get any production from anywhere else. It starts bearing your mind, and it's been like that for the last year and a half or however long DeMar DeRozan has been here as a Chicago Bull. And yes, you're occasionally going to get your best shooting performance from Zach LaVine every once in a while. I think he had one a couple of weeks ago. I don't remember the correct date or game it was.
Yeah, I might say that was against the Spurs, I believe.
Yeah, something like that. It wasn't that long ago where you had probably Zach LaVine's best shooting performance of the season so far.
But I was against Portland.
You get stretch. You get your stretches that way from Zach because you want him to become a shooter when he really wasn't a shooter coming into this league. And even though he has improved, I'll give credit where credit is due. He has improved a little bit in his shooting. That's still not his MO. And the only reason why Lonzo looked great is because Lonzo also was that guy who got his own by scoring and facilitating two at the same time, but they also put themselves in the best position to do so. Again, Russell Westbrook, he may not be the Lonzo Ball to be the high IQ distributing and stuff like that, but Russell can also put you in positions to get your best position to score points as well. We've seen that too in the last couple years before he even got to the Lakers. Like CP said, he's averaging 8 points 8 assists off the bench. The starter for the Chicago Bulls, whose highest is 5 assists a game. It helps in a way to get in those positions too as well, whether if it's driving to the hoop or getting into your spot in your rhythm to shoot, because he also can cause the defense to collapse a little bit because Russell can also get his own too, driving in the lane and stuff like that. That was also Lonzo Ball's too as well. It's just you're not going to get the defensive side of the ball from Russell.
But let's not get it twisted. Yes, he's been averaging 8 assists off the bench, but a lot of those points have just been passed to LeBron, let LeBron run to the rim, and you know how great and powerful and strong he is. Dude. That's an easy bucket. When LeBron gets down the lane, it
was a lot more than that. Like,
I'm just saying.
Every time he drives,
when you have LeBron James, when you have LeBron James, those numbers are going to be just a little bit inflated. I don't want to say all of his assists are inflated, but a little bit because it is LeBron. Okay, it is. Come on.
The Lakers usually went to Russ when LeBron headed towards the bench, and every time Russ does this thing where he drives the lane and he makes you think he's going to attack the rim. He normally pulls in 3 defenders doing that, and he's got hella assists off AD. Guess who those assists are going to go to? Vooch. Instead of him standing at the 3-point line and chucking up 10 threes a game, like yeah, he'll hit them here and there, but
Well,
that's not what we brought him there for.
if
Russ will make
if
Vooch's
you
life
can get that,
easier.
Russ, CP and Eric, if you guys can bring in that Russ that you guys think then I'm all for it. If that version of Russell Wilson, who's going to come in and just help distribute the ball, help get Levine and DeRozan in their rhythms, fine. But I don't see that happening. But I do agree that we need someone like that, because that game against the Portland Trailblazers that you talked about, Zach Levine, he had 36 points that night. It wasn't a coincidence that DeMar DeRozan has 7 assists. That was more assists than what he's averaging this season. It's not a coincidence that once he starts, or somebody's distributing the ball the way they're supposed to, you start to see a lot more efficiency from Zach LaVine. That is the type of play we need from this Bulls team. I don't know if Russell's going to bring
it. A full-time point guard?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I don't know. I don't know who needs to do that. But the Bulls need someone that can do that. That's always been what I've been trying to say. Is they need someone that can come and get these guys their shots, because when they can, they are talented enough to make them in.
The only 2 point guards on the roster is Dragic and White. That tells you everything you need to know.
I'll take a chance on
Russ ain't better
Westbrook.
than that, then I don't know what to do, because, like, I mean, clearly the Bulls aren't going to make a move before tomorrow. They're going to have to rely on the buyout market. So who else is going to be on there? Unless we're just going to ride the rest of the season with this squad. It's nice. DeMar and Levine, they're going to go off from time to time, but at the end of the day, it's going to always fall back on the same thing. Every time we lose, it's going to, because we were disorganized and nobody could set anything up.
Well, see, Eric brought up trauma earlier. Like, whenever we talk about Chicago teams' trauma, whatever, why are we doing the same thing? We always bring in these great, illustrious players at the tail end of their career. If we bring in Russell Westbrook, that's just gonna follow what we did when we brought in Dwayne Wade, Rajon Rondo, Paul Gasol. Give me another.
I think Russ is better than them at this point.
I'm just saying trauma, right? We're always bringing these guys when it's the tail end of their career. We can never get them when they're in their prime. That is our issue. That is the issue. That's the issue there.
We should have had Wade in 2010.
Go ahead.
I want to say that part. I think the only reason why we have that in our heads or in the back of our minds, simply because not the owners, but the people that are running the Bulls at that time, they said that they want to get younger, faster, and more athletic, and they went the complete opposite. So that's where kind of
But as an organization,
right? But at least this time with AK and Eversley, what you've seen now, they're not afraid to take that. I mean, look, they took a chance on Vooch, right? They let go Wendell Carter. He's been balling down in Orlando, right? They let go Lauri Markkanen. He's been balling since he left Chicago to Cleveland and now in Utah.
He's an all-star.
Right, he's an all-star now. Right? They let go 2 draft picks for Vucevic, who is having, just like the Chicago Bulls, a very inconsistent career with the Chicago Bulls. Is he your third option? Sure. Is he a good player? Sure. Is he an all-star? Sure. You give all that up. But just look what you gave up for him, plus the picks around him, right? They brought in DeMar DeRozan to somewhat revamp this team after, not having Zach and Vooch their first season together because of injuries. It was a spark. Plus, they also brought in Caruso and they brought in Lonzo. So this organization, the people that are running the Bulls right now, they're not afraid to take those chances to get those type of players to come to Chicago to at least perform. So at least on that part, they can't get drafting right. I don't know, Dalen Terry, whatever, he takes a back seat. Patrick Williams, hot and cold. Whatever the case may be, but at least when they know how to bring in these old veterans, these old players that passed their prime, DeMar DeRozan so far has been showing out. I'll give them that opportunity to prove me that if they bring Russell, if they do, they have a better chance, because Russell Westbrook in this team is a better point guard than anybody they would have right now on the roster, and I'll take that any day out of the week.
2 things. For one, there's an issue we're not addressing either. Vooch is a free agent after this year. He to be honest, he don't look all that happy. Like, if he haven't signed an extension yet or nothing, like, why haven't the Bulls looked at the trade market for this man? To me, it looks like we're going to lose him for nothing. It looks like he's going to hit the free agency and probably sign somewhere else.
And what's gonna happen when he goes somewhere else? CP, just like before he was at the Bulls, he's gonna be an all-star again. And again, that tells you what there is a issue with coaching, which the system that he is playing in. And nobody's gonna realize that until it's too late. And when you all finally do, you're gonna be like, damn, we're not gonna admit Jose was right, but deep down in your hearts and in your heads, you're gonna be like, Jose was right.
No, not really.
Yes, you are.
The JCA Sports Podcast
Yes, you
here
are.
on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch under the under the John Konavi Facebook page and also the Star Six Media platform. Make sure you guys follow us on YouTube, on Twitter, on Twitch, on Instagram, and also on TikTok. As we go to the comments, Kyrie and Luca going to do work from Johnny P.
Yeah,
He says
Kyrie doing
Clippers
his
Heat.
thing.
Yeah. Clippers, Heat, and Bulls are interested for Westbrook. He also says, Jose, you need to stop with the Westbrook slander. He goes and say he didn't fit in LA because one, they have no effing coach, and two, got LeBron wanting to be the point guard.
LeBron is the point guard.
So that's the reason why he has LA won't fit. And then Westbrook now is better than any point guard on the Chicago Bulls. Speaking of which, let's keep it in LA real quick. Yesterday, LeBron James solidified himself as one of the greatest of all time, scoring wise in the NBA. Right? Does that him now having this record, and obviously it's going to keep growing and growing because he has 4 or 5 more years left to play, wherever long he wants to play. Right?
He's reached over 40.
Right.
Without question.
This him now controlling the scoring record and obviously adding on to it. Does it give him that legitimate shot to be the greatest of all time in the whole entire NBA because of his longevity, and he's going to break even more records? Is this going to be his way of being the greatest of all time in the NBA, Jose?
I think Jordan holds that still confidently, and the only way LeBron is going to be able to surpass Jordan, I do think there's a shot. But he has to have a better finals record than he does now. He's under 500 if I'm not mistaken in the finals.
4 and 6.
4 and 6. That needs to go up. He needs to be over. If he has a better than 500 record in the finals, that means these next few years he doesn't have much left. But in the next 5 years, if he can play 5 more years and at least win 2 or 3 more,
I'm about to say, does 6 and 6 do it for you?
I don't know, man. That's tough, but maybe that's definitely okay. Let's just go there. If he's 6 and 6, maybe wins more accolades, another Finals MVP, being the all-time scorer. I think there's a shot. I do think there's a shot. The biasness in me will probably pick Jordan no matter what. But I do think there's a shot with LeBron James being the greatest of all time. If he could win at least 2 more. I don't know. What do you think, CP?
And that's the thing. I don't expect y'all to ever change y'all opinions on that because like we're all Bulls fans. Like
Right.
like that's just the blood and the red and black in us. Like we can't help it. Obviously, I feel the same way you do. I still feel like LeBron has work to do. What he did last night, it was amazing. Like the fact he's did it on way less shots and like he does it like in so many ways, like it's crazy. But that was just another accolade for me. I don't look at it as the same you would look at like say like the home run record or something. Like somebody breaks that, like now that'll be crazy. But I need a bit more for him, and I know a lot of people haven't even seen MJ play that. Like they feel like MJ's the GOAT. They've never even seen him play. Like I got to see MJ play once when I was like 7 years old, but he was with the Wizards by then. So like it was like, and he went like 7 for 21 that game. So I didn't even think much of him. I didn't know much about MJ until I was older. But I grew up watching LeBron and everything he's done, and like I've just experienced his greatness like my whole time growing up. So it's only natural that like I look at him that way.
Yeah.
I do still understand why, because I be having to look up, MJ's stats, like his his videos, everything he's done, and then I see like, whoa, like LeBron kind of got some work to do here. Like I'm the biggest LeBron fan there is, but until this finals record thing, that's the only thing I care about is the finals thing. If he can win at least 2 more for me, that would do it for me without question. 1 more would definitely like have me starting to think about it. Right now, MJ is still on top, and I can't argue with people that say that. I don't blame them for saying that, but if LeBron can somehow squeeze out 2 more for this Lakers team, for this Lakers franchise, one of the greatest franchises in the NBA, I mean, you can't argue with it no more, especially with all these accolades going alongside it.
Look, the longevity of his career will probably help him in that aspect, right? He's probably going to be in top 5 of almost every statistical category and all
40K,
the other
10K, and
NBA.
10K.
Right. And probably even the bad ones too. I'm not 100% sure. We don't even see the turnovers where he's at. All that stuff, right? LeBron James will be in the top 5 in almost every category that you could think of that the NBA can have, right? I think you guys hit it on the head, right? And I think his playoff performance is it's just what's hurting him. It's just what's holding him back to being that top goal.
Finals performances.
Yeah,
Right.
the Dallas one.
Finals performance.
No,
Right?
because Eric, in the playoffs,
in the
this man's
playoffs, yes,
legit.
he could reach it. He's there. I got it. You're good.
Right.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Right. Um, before I continue, I see John's on the comments too.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. Hold on. Before we even get
Oh.
there, hold on. We'll get there. Hold on.
Oh my God! I knew he was
You
gonna say this.
think Kobe would have stopped the game last night while his team was losing? Come on now, props to LeBron, but he ain't built like MJ and Kobe
But
mentality.
yeah, MJ and Kobe,
agree
maybe
with you.
more Kobe, but yeah, Kobe couldn't break the all-time scoring record like LeBron, and both guys came out of high school, so you don't give me that. Oh, well, LeBron played more. No. Kobe couldn't stay healthy at the end, and LeBron is LeBron. All right,
This is true, and anything there. He's a generational talent, no doubt, but he ain't got that dog in him.
that's
That's like the
cap.
hate talk right there. I think that's
Yes.
like the hater talk in
Yes.
like
That's
there's
the
this
bull.
and that,
That's
this and
that
that, and the third.
Chicago
And you're absolutely
fan
right.
talking.
And it's crazy.
It
I think
is.
I've seen a stat too as well that when he became the youngest scoring or the youngest to reach 10,000, his team lost. And obviously last night he lost 2. When he went 20,000, they lost 2. Like there was some stats like that. It's some ridiculous stat like that I seen earlier today, and it's crazy. And I think that's where John's probably getting it from, right? But again, his finals. I think if you probably get one more MVP, maybe one more MVP and one more finals and a finals MVP on top of that, I think that's what you're gonna get because all these accolades that he's gonna accumulate from still playing for how long he's been playing, it's what's gonna help him build his case. What John says is correct. That Kobe mentality. If he didn't get hurt, Kobe would have probably been as high up there, right? But I think LeBron would have surpassed him. Obviously, if Michael didn't go out for a year and a half or not, his numbers would have been higher. But LeBron was already going to surpass that, so that's already done, dead and done, right? It's just like you guys said, it's the finals record that's hurting him right now at the moment. For him, even being in some people's cases, number 3 of the greatest of all time. Some people cases already have him 2, and then some the LeBron fans, the one that likes to hang around, already has put him number 1 because of what he's already done, right? So again, he said, "Call me one." See, those
I knew
again.
That's
A hater comment.
Bring that up.
That is a hater comment because that means nothing. There's plenty of
that
players out there. There's plenty of players out there that has 3-peats that
I don't
we
think
know
he
damn well
understand how
aren't
hard
good.
it is to 3-peat.
Wait. First and foremost, let's be honest here. Okay. I want to go back to this comment where he said he doesn't have that dog in him. There's no way you say that. The year he carried Cleveland when Kyrie was hurt, not when Kyrie came back in the finals. No, when Kyrie was hurt that regular season, how LeBron carried that team to the playoffs, and then in the playoffs did what he was supposed to do and carry that team until Kyrie came back. How are you going to say that he didn't have that dog in him? Bro. That is half LeBron James. Let's get the
If
Chicago.
he didn't have that dog in him, he wouldn't have came back from a 3-1 deficit.
Exactly against the Warriors.
He would never went to 7 straight NBA finals or 8, whatever the case may be.
Come on, and you can't see here and Johnson be like, oh, well, he had help. He had Dwayne Wade. Okay, Kevin Durant had Steph Curry, and they still lost 3-1. What the hell does that tell you? You lost to LeBron James, man.
He said, guys, LeBron has never had a dynasty. Steph Curry can say he has been part of a dynasty. Kobe has, MJ has. That's, again, a hater take. That's a very overrated comment. I honestly believe that's the case maybe because
LeBron is a dynasty.
Exactly. Like himself going to 7 straight. Like he goes again.
He joins your team
and his homie hopping talents is a GOAT status. Okay. Again.
See, yeah,
hater blinds.
That's where John loses me. That Come on, people leave teams and go to other teams all the time. That don't affect their careers and their accolades. That don't make no
Well, hold
sense.
on.
That's
The three he mentioned though didn't. LeBron, Kobe, and Jordan. But each one of those guys had somebody come to them. So the fact that you're sitting here saying like, oh, well, they didn't homie hop. Look, Jordan got some guys wanted to ring chase to him. Curry got Durant over to ring chase with
right.
him,
That's the case.
and
We should
Shaq went to Kobe. Okay, so you can't
disqualify
sit here and
Steph
say
rings, disqualify the ring that KG, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen
right,
won together, disqualify that,
right,
disqualify anybody that won rings when they had to like go join another team or had somebody join them. Let's
exactly.
disqualify Kawhi ended up in Toronto then. Like, come on,
For
man.
real. The only legitimate dynasty then in this whole conversation is the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah,
Legit. Without question, the
Legit.
Spurs.
I mean,
Legit.
if we're gonna have
Legit.
this dumb conversation,
Legit.
let's put that on there. That the only legitimate dynasty outside of the Chicago Bulls has been the San Antonio Spurs. All right. I mean, look again, hater blinds right here. You know, you're right. Curry did win without without Katie, and that's absolutely right. You're 100% right on that part. But I think but again, show me somebody that went to 7 straight finals. Although your record and your finals don't show that very well, it's hard to get that in 7 finals in a regular person's NBA career, unless if your name is Robert Horry, who just takes a back seat to everything. But that's another
Right.
conversation for another day. All right. Again, what LeBron has done, it's everything. You put everything in the whole perspective. The longevity, how long he's been playing, how high he's been keeping this playing style of his for that amount of time, his health wise, right? We all figured that he was going to get the scoring record or going to come to it because of how young he has came to the league. You get to put the Kobe's in it. All right, that's whatever. That's another conversation for another day. But LeBron was built different for this game. I don't care what you say about this guy. I gave up this whole GOAT conversation, this whole topic of how I'm just accepting the fact that I'm just witnessing a great generational talent in LeBron James that I saw in Kobe, that I briefly saw with MJ towards the tail end of his career. It just, again, LeBron James, you can't really solidify. The one thing that turns me off about him is that he's already solidifying himself as the greatest of all time, none bar none, while he's still playing.
Right.
And I think that to me, that's kind of like, all right, bro, like relax, because if you're gonna do that, then wait till you finish playing. Because if you're gonna say that while you're playing, bro, that now that's showing a little bit somewhere in the line, man.
The sour taste.
This is why people had that sour taste in your mouth, just like John right here.
But the thing is, the sour taste came when he first came into the league and he was already declared the chosen one.
That's not his fault, though.
That's not
his fault.
I get it.
That's not his fault.
I get it, but that's when people started to throw hate because that came couple years or a year after Jordan retired. I get that's not his fault. But a lot of people already deemed him the chosen one right after Jordan retired, and that is why people always compare him to someone like Michael Jordan. That's not his fault, and I get that, and I agree with that 100%. Now, if I could just say one controversial thing before the show ends, right before we get to the Super Bowl, I don't believe Jordan would have won 7 straight if he would have retired.
No, I mean neither. I think the Houston Rockets team will probably.
I don't believe Jordan would have won 7 straight if he didn't retire. I think if Jordan didn't retire, then that streak would have ended. I seriously do.
100%. 100%. I agree with you 100% because a lot of people tend to forget that the year that Jordan had left, the 2 years that the Houston Rockets performed in that regular season, that won back-to-back titles, that team was built different, even though with an old Akeem Olajuwon there. But that team was scary, and that team could have taken the Bulls a run for its money into kind of break this dynasty talk that we have. You know, I know 2-3 sounds great.
He knew what he knew. He knew.
He said, "Y'all forget Jerry broke up the team, not MJ." I think we all seen the documentary, right? Mm-hmm. I know we all saw the Last Dance documentary. I think it was very well publicized in that documentary and years before too, as well. Before this documentary was even made, that it was Jerry Krause that killed this team. That goes without saying. Shaq won without Kobe. Kobe won without Shaq too. Shaq won without Kobe as well. I mean, we can have this debate
Bro,
anywhere on and on and on again.
LeBron won without Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. So what?
Exactly.
The one he won one without Kyrie. Come on, bro. So what?
Right.
Come
What does
on,
that
man.
have to do?
What
What
the
does that have to do with LeBron?
Right. He won without Anthony Davis one time. Come on, man. Stop it.
Oh my
Ryan on
goodness.
YouTube goes and says, "How are the Lakers getting these deals? This is what happens when you having money and you're in LA, bro. That's what happens, man. When you have money and you're in LA, you can do whatever you want. It's
Hey,
LA, New York, and you
Rob
can do
living
whatever
up
the
to
hell you
his
want.
name. Rob living up to
Exactly,
his
right?
name.
But look, I think this GOAT conversation, to me, I'm already starting to feel like, all right, like this is just silly, barbershop talk and whatnot.
Literally.
And you say he replaced D Wade with prime Kyrie. All right, John. We know the hate is there. We know the hate is there
Kyrie was
from
21,
Jonathan
22
Playa.
years old, man.
So hell yeah. Hell yeah. My cousin Isai says I'm the real GOAT. That's that. She right? 100%.
Period.
100%. Man, we literally talk an hour of basketball simply because of Russell Westbrook and him and the Chicago Bulls and LeBron James. We even haven't gotten to the best part, that it's Super Bowl week, and the Chiefs and the Eagles are playing on Sunday to win Super Bowl 57. And I just want to get your guys' real quick take. What are your best storyline, or what's the storyline you're looking into for this week? Let's go with Jose.
Oof, that's the storyline. Honestly, it's can the Eagles surpass the Chiefs? Because I think everybody's writing the Eagles off. I do. I think everybody, because it's the Chiefs, because it's Andy Reid, because it's Patrick
The Eagles
Mahomes.
are favored.
I don't know. I don't know about that. Everything I'm listening to,
I'm
every
looking on the
article I'm
betting
reading,
sites.
everybody I'm talking to says the Chiefs are going to win. I don't know anybody other than my boy Prada, who's a huge Eagles fan, that thinks that the Eagles will even have a chance. I will love to see an underdog. I love seeing underdogs win. I love seeing an underdog story come to fruition. I want to see the Eagles win. At the same time, I'm going to be rooting for the Chiefs, not because I think they're a better team, but because of Andy Reid and how he departed from the Philadelphia Eagles.
That's the storyline.
The year they dropped him, the year they fired him, was the same year he lost his son, who was a part of that Eagles organization. Yes. So that
I do remember that.
I forgot about that.
Yes, that was in 2012. 2012 he lost his son. They found his son passed out in the Eagles I think locker room in his organization, and he passed away. He was dead. That year he has one of the worst coaching years of his career. Why not? I mean, why wouldn't you think that would happen? He just lost his son. They let him go. He goes to Kansas City, and you know the story. So this is a revenge game for him. I would love to see him win against Philadelphia to kind of go like a full circle moment. Like, all right, well, this is my payback to you guys. But, at the same time, I wouldn't mind seeing the Eagles win because I think they're the true underdog here.
Okay, CP. Even though the Eagles are the favorites with -125 in this one, they come in with the best defense in the whole league, with recording 875 sacks on a quarterback, second in passing and 10th in rushing. Who do you have for the Super Bowl, CP?
Obviously, I'm going for the Chiefs because of. I mean,
I don't know why I even asked that question. I should have
right.
already known that, right?
Yes, and what's crazy to me is, if people I saw a list where they were ranking the Chiefs and Eagles players. I think you had Mahomes, Kelsey, and I think Chris Jones. And the rest of the list is just Eagles players, bro. Like, literally, Eagles are so much better than the Chiefs on at every position, damn near, except for quarterback and tight end. Everything. AJ Brown, you got a top 5 receiver, AJ Brown. Jalen Hurts has performed. The defense, don't even get me started on the defense. They're loaded at every position. The Eagles are just the all-around better team. And this is even a game because of Patrick Mahomes' greatness. If Patrick Mahomes is not here, the Chiefs are probably like a 7-10 team, like 8-9. Like, that's what's crazy about this. That's what shows you how great Patrick Mahomes is that the Eagles and Chiefs are literally like, this is a close game. Like, it's closely ranked simply because of how good Patrick Mahomes is. Like, he don't have Tyreek Hill no more, and besides Chris Jones on that defense, I mean, who else do you who else is really there? I mean, Clark hasn't really been himself lately, but the Eagles are just better in every way. So I understand if the Chiefs, struggle with the Eagles D line and you got all those sack leaders over there, but I'm still picking Mahomes simply because he's just always found a way to get it done. Remember, he got it done against that crazy 49ers defense. I don't think any defense scares him unless he just don't have a line. So, of course, I'm picking the Chiefs here. I also feel like the Eagles haven't really been like, I feel like it's unfair for me to say this, but they haven't really been challenged yet. Not really.
I agree.
I
I
mean,
100% agree.
I
True.
get Brock
That's true.
Purdy was doing great. I get it. But,
But he didn't play that full game.
yeah, he wasn't there the full game. I mean,
He didn't play a full series.
exactly. He was
Yeah.
done as soon as the game started. I mean, McCaffrey said it himself. He felt like the 49ers basically were robbed because they didn't have a quarterback.
Yep.
And you beat up on Daniel Jones the week before that.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got the bye week of rest. I just don't feel like the Eagles have been challenged in a really long time. And the
Really good
Chiefs
point.
defense showed you in that Bengals game, they can really get after you. What happens when Jalen Hurts starts to get uncomfortable? The Giants didn't make him uncomfortable. The 49ers, the defense was tired from being on the field the whole game. So, hey,
It's a good
if
point.
the Eagles will officially have my respect if they win this game.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Like, and John's with you. He said he got the Chiefs winning. He literally called the Chiefs a dynasty. I mean, it's up there. He's absolutely right. And again, Jose says they're the underdogs, but the Eagles are favorite at minus 125.
Everybody I talk to are picking the Chiefs, man. To me, that's like, come on now.
Because of Patrick Mahomes.
Because of Patrick Mahomes. That's the only reason why I call the
And that's
Eagles
only
underdog.
okay, and that's fine, right? But this is how tight this betting line is, right? I'm on DraftKings, and I see plus the spread is at 1.5. So that's how close this game really is, right?
Sheesh.
It comes down to the defense. What defense shows up, right? The over's at 51. And I kind of feel we may not get there, so I might bet the under on this one.
Yep.
Right? But
Wait,
again,
what's the over and under?
Like John said,
51.
you get minus 125 as the favorites of the Eagles, plus 105 for the Chiefs, right? But that's not really, that's kind of saying it's like a 55-45.
Right, exactly.
On it. So this is how close this game really is. Again, because of one player, right? I'm that person that always says, offense brings tickets, defense wins championships. And in my eyes, and I've been debating this literally for the last 2.5 weeks since last week's show, and obviously this week too. I'm like, who the hell am I gonna pick? Like, it's been apples and orange. I mean, apples and it's been tossing back and forth. I really don't know. I don't want to be that guy that goes behind Patrick Mahomes and be like, damn, he screwed me on over, right? and what CP said was legit. Who has the Eagles really facing these playoffs? A team that they face twice a year in the Giants that already know their weakness and knows what they need to do to defend them. And the 49ers team who was down to their 27th quarterback while their 15th quarterback already got hurt in that game in the first series. So you're right. They kind of had this in cruise control since the playoffs started.
This is their first real challenge.
This is the first real challenge. But I always feel that the defense will always carry the show in these big type of moments. And to me, the best defense on here is the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm leaning towards them just slightly. I'm not saying it's just like astronomical 60-40, 70-30. It's like a 52-48 type that I'm leaning on the Eagles. Even though they haven't faced anybody, that defense is just a little bit more legit because of the numbers that they recorded throughout the whole entire season.
Let's not forget Dak put 40 points up on that healthy defense a few weeks ago. So.
And the talent wise like that for what they have, it comes with it, right? But I don't know, man. I don't know how much. And the only reason why I'm leaning I'm hesitant because of what's already on the other side with Kansas City, with Andy Reid, with Patrick Mahomes, with Matt Nagy, who we're going to talk about a little bit right now in a bit. It just I don't know, man. It's tough to call, but I'm leaning towards the Eagles. But I think by Sunday I might switch my pick, man, because it's hard. It's really, really hard.
It's a good game. 2 number 1 seeds going in. The best 2 teams on both conferences coming in and playing against each other. That's what you want to see in the NFL. But I think CP made the best point in the entire show that the Eagles haven't really been tested this entire postseason, and they're running into the complete test against the Kansas City Chiefs, and we got to see if they're able to put up or shut up.
Yeah, I remember Brenda over here. My cousin Sadi says Hurts is about to show up on Sunday. I'm gonna see how close.
He's
It
gonna
depends
have
how close
to.
for me the halftime. How close is going to be leading up to halftime. Oh, by the way, guys, if you guys are interested in squares, my cousin Sadi is on there. I think it's like $5 or $10 per square. It is. Let me get the details correct. Right here it says if you guys want to buy in, she changed the payouts. It's $90 for the first 3 quarters, $150 for the last quarter. If you guys are interested in joining the squares, you can always DM her on Facebook right there, Brenda Rocha on Facebook, and she will see how many squares she has available if you guys are interested. And we'll probably post it out throughout the week too as well. So yeah, it just I'm excited. I think this we're gonna have a good game on Sunday. It's any predictions on the score?
I'm going to say 24-21 Chiefs.
So you got them over. You got over the 51.
Is that over
Yeah, I'm about to
51?
say I got him over that too. I was
That's
gonna
not
say
over 51.
I was gonna say 28. Well,
It's under 51.
yeah, that's
Under
under
51. Sorry, my
Under
math
51.
my math wasn't mathing.
Mr. Mathematician.
Right.
Yeah, I got him over that. I was thinking more like 31-27 in that area.
Both defense are too good.
I mean, you could say the same thing about the offenses. Both offenses are pretty good. I mean, the
Right.
running,
I think
the running game
Jalen
kind of goes a line on line. The wide receivers, you kind of lean a little bit more to the Eagles. The quarterback, you kind of lean more against Patrick Mahomes. So it's kind of like it's
Jalen Hurts gonna have to keep up with Mahomes. He gonna have to.
Exactly.
You know?
It's just
He has better
it's
weapons.
gonna be hard. Right, Yasadi goes on and says 21-28 Eagles. So she goes above the spread of one.
Eagles fly.
That's also under the spread.
Yeah, that's also on the spread
fly,
too. But it's over the
fly,
one and a half though, so I'll give her that.
Fly,
Your favorite props, and we're gonna end it this way. Your favorite props for the weekend. What do you got for your favorite props?
Oh, I'm a sucker for the Gatorade color, man. The people who actually bet on what color the Gator is, that just shows how much of a degenerate you guys really are. No, I'm just playing. It's fun. It's fun.
Wait, what?
People bet on the Gatorade. Yeah, on the Gatorade color.
Yeah, you could bet on the Gatorade color.
You can bet on the
You
Gatorade.
can?
Yes.
Yeah, on certain draft sites you can.
Oh my goodness, this is getting out of hand. What is happening to the world, bro?
Bro, you can even bet on the halftime show. How long is the halftime gonna? It's over under like 15.
You can bet over under how long the national anthem is.
You can bet on that
That's
one
another
too.
one.
How many minutes?
Yeah.
I'm dead.
I think I've seen it. I forgot where it was. I think if the national anthem is over under 2.5 minutes.
Oh
I think
my
that's
God.
the
I
cutoff.
see it. It's really on here.
So literally from the jump, as soon as this thing starts, as soon as they start singing, people are already gambling. They're ready to go.
I'm telling you, bro. Like
This is the devil at work,
serious.
bro.
Yes.
This is the best thing about the Super Bowl, right? If your team's not in it, the gambling site, that's what keeps you intrigued right there.
That's
It's just
literally
what you could bet on.
Wow.
Like, obviously, heads or tails.
Yeah.
They spice it up a little bit. Eagles win the coin toss and win the game too as well. You get a plus 500 on that one, or plus 200 or something like that. Bro, it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
And somebody's gonna play. So probably Drake probably gonna drop $1 million bet on a coin toss.
Oh my God.
I mean, it's possible, bro. It's possible. My best one, I think I'm gonna go over 15.5 minutes on Rihanna going on the Super Bowl halftime show.
15? You going
15
over?
and a half.
That's
I
pretty.
think she's gonna go over.
I think I'm gonna take the under on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the under too.
Yeah, I forgot. I closed out my phone, so I can't really tell you. I forgot, but I think for over it was like plus 105 or something like that. But anyways, like I said, guys, this was a fun episode. If you guys are interested in the square, DM my cousin Yasadi for some squares. I think she's selling them at $5 a pop thing or $10. I don't remember. She'll give you the best details, but there's still spots available if you're interested. 90 for the first 3, 150 for the fourth quarter. Money in before Sunday, obviously. Right.
I gotta hit up Big's Creations for my 20 football hoodies.
There you go. I don't care about all that, but
hey,
she said $5. It's $5 per square.
Wow.
So she got you on that one. So it's $5 per square if you guys are interested. Like I said, just DM her. She'll give you the whole entire information. She still has spots available. So let's make this interesting. Hopefully, you guys, good luck on your bets this weekend. Hopefully, we'll have a good game for the Super Bowl. We're going to talk about it a lot more next week on the JCA Sports Podcast. Thank you, Jose.
Monday
CP.
or Wednesday?
Are
you going to be here Monday?
We don't know. We'll see. We'll let everybody know. More than we'll message you, bro.
Because y'all like to be last minute, man.
No. We'll give you time. We'll give you time. Trust me.
For what? What are you talking about?
For the show next week.
For when time the show start, like y'all will post the status like an hour beforehand. I'll be like, damn, I gotta get home.
No. I give you guys time. I've been posting them in the afternoon. Like all the JCA, all the John Konami on Facebook. Most of the posts come from this guy right here.
We're gonna create a group chat with DGCP. We need to.
Okay.
Yeah, we do. You're the we said you're not even honorary anymore. You're the C already.
Yeah, that's it, man. You're an official oos.
Yeah, definitely not Sami Zayn though.
No, not Sami Zayn. No.
Ooh. All right, guys. Well, this has been another great episode of the John Konavi of the JCA Sports Podcast here under the John Konavi Facebook page and the Star 6 Media platform too as well, guys. Make sure
if it makes you feel better to say my name, you can. You don't have to say, the John part anymore.
Well, I mean, I kind of had to for the Facebook page.
No, you don't. No, you don't. The Corey Contreras Avila podcast. There you go. The Parks.
I mean, there'll be CCA. That'll be CCA, bro. The CCA Sports Podcast.
JCPA. That's what's supposed to be. It's the John Con.
We'll get this right next time, guys. We appreciate you guys from John to Yasadi to who else was on here? From Ryan, who was on YouTube. Thank you for coming. Ginger too as well. Thank you very much for hopping on. We appreciate you guys. Good luck this week on your gambling. If you guys are gambling on the Super Bowl, hopefully you guys win some money. We will see you guys next week. We'll notify you guys when our show is on. Just make sure, like I said, follow us on all the social media platforms, like and share, and hit the little bell on our Facebook pages just to get notified when our shows are going to be online. And as always, Jose, hit that outro. We'll see you guys next week.